Tonight, after 33 hours and more than 11,000 tips, the manhunt in Utah is over. But the search for answers is only beginning. The more we learn about the man that the feds say killed Charlie Kirk, the more questions there are tonight about his motive. No one wants those answers right now more than Charlie Kirk's family and his closest friends. As we are hearing this evening for the first time from his widow, Erica Kirk, speaking from her late husband's studio.
2 days ago, my husband, Charlie, went to see the face of his Savior and his God. Charlie always said that when he was gone, he wanted to be remembered for his courage and for his faith. And one of the final conversations that he had on this earth, my husband witnessed for his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Now and for all eternity, he will stand at his Savior's side, wearing the glorious crown of a martyr. Charlie loved life. He loved his life. He loved America. He loved nature, which helped him always bring him closer to God. He loved the Chicago Cubs. And my goodness, did he love the Oregon Ducks. Want me to say go Ducks, so I have to since they play on Saturday. So go Ducks. But most of all, Charlie loved his children. And he loved me with all of his heart. And I knew that. Every day I knew that. He made sure I knew that every day. Every day he would ask me, how can I serve you better? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father? Every day. Every day. He was such a good man. He still is a good man.
The composure, poise, and resiliency that she just showed tonight amid her grief is nothing short of remarkable, and our thoughts are with Erica and her family, because she now is in the middle of preparing for a funeral and a future without her husband, as tonight law enforcement officials are still piecing together the clues in a very complex investigation, one that is now focusing solely on the 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, who was taken into custody late last night right after the source went off air, nearly 300 miles from where officials say he fired a single bullet from that rooftop at Utah Valley University. In the end, authorities say it was Robinson's own family and a family friend who led investigators to him. Officials say that Robinson's father recognized him in these pictures that were put out by the FBI yesterday. A source tells CNN that when he confronted his son, Robinson responded, quote, "I would rather kill myself than turn myself in." His father somehow persuaded him to talk to a youth pastor, and in that conversation, officials say Robinson confessed.
A family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident.
Tonight, Robinson is being held without bail in a Utah jail, and he's expected to be in court this Tuesday when those formal charges will be filed. A source tells CNN he was initially talking to investigators, but since he got an attorney, he has gone silent. Investigators have been searching his apartment in St. George, Utah today for a clearer picture of who he is and why they say he did what he did. CNN has learned that Robinson was enrolled in an electrical apprenticeship program at a local college. His voter registration records show that he's not affiliated with any political party and he didn't vote in the last two elections. His family told investigators that he had been getting more political in recent years, and they told officials about a recent conversation they had with him during a dinner.
In the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate.
Investigators are also trying to make sense of differing messages that were engraved on bullet casings found next to the rifle that officials say he ditched in the woods during his getaway. Those messages include "Hey Fascist, Catch," another referenced an Italian anti-fascist song, Others referred to video games and memes from different corners of the internet. And the messages might not be as clear as they seem. What is clear tonight is that Robinson was extremely online. And tonight, investigators and even amateur investigators have been digging for clues in a twisted trail that he left behind. I want to start this evening with CNN's Ed Lavendera, who's live in Orem, Utah. And Ed, obviously, we're watching to see all the pieces of this investigation and what's happening here. But hearing tonight from Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk, in those comments where she thanked the first responders and praised them for what happened and their efforts that day. She vowed to continue his legacy, but just to hear from her and what she had to say when their 3-year-old daughter asked her where daddy was is just nothing short of heartbreaking.
Oh, there's no question that in the midst of this incredibly high-profile murder that the entire world witnessed and many students witnessed up close, it's very striking that she makes these first public comments in the days after, in the aftermath of this tragedy for this family. That these comments come on the very day and hours after the suspect is apprehended after a 33-hour manhunt. And in these comments tonight, she spoke for almost 20 minutes, as you saw there at the beginning of the show, standing next to her husband's chair that he would normally carry out his broadcasts from in Phoenix, Arizona. And she talked about, as you mentioned, carrying on his legacy. She talked about how she believes that his voice will only grow stronger and louder. And she described him as a martyr.
The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. But they should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country. And this world, you have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
And Caitlin, as Erica Kirk continued to talk, she vowed to continue on her husband's legacy at Turning Point USA. She said that these tours that he was kicking off here at the university in Utah, that it will continue as well. And it sounded very much like she would be very much involved in the future of Turning Point USA and part of its continuing legacy that, in her words, would honor her late husband. So that will be an interesting development to watch in the months and years ahead as the Turning Point USA political movement continues, and what Charlie Kirk's legacy will mean to that, and how her role in this organization will continue to play out in the months and years ahead. Caitlin?
Yeah, it's just remarkable to hear from her tonight. Ed Lavendera, thank you for that reporting. Keep us updated on what you're hearing on the ground in Utah.